This is the next video that I'm about to make regarding the fact that I am a very spiritual person, and for whatever reason that can make a lot of you uncomfortable, but I've been very spiritual for a very long time, since I was a child, and I really wanted to just get it out in the open and make this very transparent in regards to, like, I know that the way that I go about things, processing or researching information, reading, and just expanding my horizons can be very taboo for a lot of people. And they see it as witchcraft. They see it as the devil's work. I'm sure a lot of people in my family think that I'm a witch. They think that I probably worship the devil. They think that this is all projections now, okay? I feel all of it. They don't have to say it, probably won't admit it to my face, but I can sense the energy because I've been the black sheep of my family for a very long time. Yeah, I believe that they think that I am some sort of sorcerer or devil worshiping pagan witch that does spell work and puts hexes and curses and stuff like that on people. I don't have anything to say or really do with that as far as like what people perceive me to be or what they think that it is that I'm doing, because I am a child of God, and I know this. I know who killed Jesus. The religious people did. The religious people killed Jesus. And I learned that a long time ago. So a lot of the tension and weird energy that I'm getting is as if like I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. I'm literally doing God's work like I was told to do by God, not by anybody out here external from me. The tools that I use, whether it be oracle cards, tarot cards, my own personal intuitive oracle cards that I create. I use charms. I use billboards. I use tags. I mean, there's so many different ways I get messages and downloads. I could go on and on in all the ways that the signs and synchronicities line up for me. You wouldn't be able to process it all because it would just be a little too much, I think. But the way my brain works and the way that I absorb information is different than other people. And there's nothing wrong with the way that I perceive the world. There's never been anything wrong with the way that I perceive the world and how I go about processing it. However, there are a lot of people in this world and in my family, in my community, who say otherwise, who want you to conform, who want you to fit in, who want you to be someone that blends in, unless it is performative and it's going to make other people look in a certain light. So I cannot sit here for 1 second and make it seem like I got to prove you guys wrong because we're not doing that. It's more of an energy of, I don't care that you all look at me in this light and think that the things that I'm doing with the tools that I'm using to have clarity and confirmation for what I already intuitively know and what God speaks and tells to me is wrong. It's it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating. People think there's a difference between you using your mind and your thoughts to project negativity onto me, and in whatever way, whether that's creating delays, distractions, disappointments in my life by you casting whatever the spirit is that you're casting onto me, the spirit of doubt, the spirit of confusion, the spirit of manipulation, whatever, to affect me negatively, because that's what that is. That's what that is. When you sit around and gossip and talk about me, that is basically a dark prayer. Did you know that? Did you know when you get together and gossip about another person, you're casting spells, babe? That's what that is. This is why a lot of y'all are in the same loops, doing the same stuff, and you can't get out. You won't get out because you won't stop trying to tear other people down. You won't stop judging. You will not stop manipulating people. You will not stop keeping people small and silent and invisible for your own personal gain and benefit. All of these types of tactics and things that people do, that y'all don't understand, your spirit is being used because you're allowing this type of energy to flow through you as a vessel. You are allowing these demonic spirits to use you in a way that does not glorify God. But call yourself a Christian and be the first one in church, quoting scriptures. Hallelujah, glory be. No, it doesn't work that way. And I think what a lot of y'all don't like is y'all already know that. And you know that I know that. And you want to play games and make it seem as though I'm just all up in here. I don't quite have it all together. I don't know what it is I'm talking about. But I'm very clear. I have been very clear for a while. I just am still working through communicating it out loud in a very direct way. Some of these people that I'm referring to, they don't have anything better to do than to talk about me and talk about what it is that I got going on, or don't, or use me as a reference for comparison of this, that, and the other. None of that means anything. What's your soul and your spirit looking like, though? That's what I want to know. Do you love yourself? Are you really truly okay with yourself and are at a place where you accept yourself fully? Do your kids honor you and love you and want to carry on your legacy, are proud of where they come from, their roots, things like that? I'd be concerned with. Are you fulfilling your purpose here? Yes, I am. Okay, I want to be a part of empowering that because you're in an alignment. You are walking in your purpose. You are doing God's will. Who would not be excited about that? A lot of y'all are not. That's why you're miserable. And then you see other people who are doing the steps and doing the work, and you want to tear them down so they can be dull and dusty like you. No, I'm going to shine brightly like the diamond that I am. And my children will do the same as well. God told me I could because I've been obedient. I got still. I got quiet. And I surrendered fully because I was tired. Some of y'all are not tired. Some of y'all will never get it. You'll never see it. And you're going to come back here and you're going to do it again and again. And it's going to keep on for you. I won't be coming back here because I'm learning my lessons. In this ghetto. So don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for them because I had some lessons to learn. And there are going to be other lessons. And this is not the end of I'm still going to have to learn other stuff. But my God, I'm making leaps and bounds now because I'm starting to put the pieces together. So I don't have to keep waiting in that long line of like, oh gosh, the same old, same old. I want a new lesson because I'm having a new experience that I don't have a reference for maybe necessarily, and that's okay. That's okay. Because God got me, and I know no matter what it is that comes up against me, I'm gonna be escorted right on through. Okay? I lack nothing. I have nothing to fear. And out of all of the different trials and tribulations in my life that have come against me, I'm talking about physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional and spiritual abuse. My whole life, I had to die so many times. Y'all, I had to die so many times. As a child, I had to learn how to die. She wants to go. Well, move out of my thing then. I had to learn how to die and rebirth myself without even knowing that's what I was doing as a little girl. Because I didn't have nobody showing me nothing. Do you hear me? I take that back. I'll give them this. When it came to spirituality, the one consistent thing that I was able to grasp from this realm, this 3D realm that we're on, prayer is powerful now. And you know how I know that? Really, Raven? Really? Yeah, you need to come out of there. Is because my mom prayed. My mom prayed for so long. She really reads the Bible and quotes scriptures. So I knew at a young age that this part was important as far as like the power of what people are doing and using this for. So I do truly believe that that helped, because in my mind, I was doing that. I was talking to God. As a little girl, I was talking to God in my own way, having full-blown conversations and prayers and meditations and venting sessions and therapy. It's just, yeah, because I ain't had nobody else to talk to. And had I known then what I know now, as far as like, oh my gosh, like I would have done I would be doing way more, obviously, way sooner, but it's divine timing. Everything happens for a reason, the way that it happens. So I came into knowing that God is real, and prayer is real. It does work, because I had crazy amount of faith in the unseen, in things that were probably never going to reveal itself to me in the way that I probably initially thought it would, because of the dimension that we live on. They show you all kind of stuff in movies, but like in real life, that stuff doesn't really happen. You know what I'm saying? It was like that for me. It was like I'm expecting God to show himself in this way, some miraculous grandioso event of like, oh my God, that's God. And you can't mistake it, or like, oh my God, it's an angel. And it's not even like a question about it, because it's like some sort of like extraterrestrial event or moment experience, and you're just like, this must be. And it for me personally, it did not come out that way. It didn't start that way. As time more presently here has gotten closer and closer to like our present day current events, things are definitely happening where it's like, oh dear, it's giving like paranormal activity and stranger things activity for sure, but like more consistently, more out in the open. But again, people still, you got to vibrate at a certain level to be able to like tap into that and see it how it is for what it is, and be able to apply it accordingly if it resonates for you. But people vibrating so low, can't see it, you're not even open to it, you um, don't want it, don't care, or you don't have the space because you're filled with other crap that is no longer serving you. And so you have no extra space to hold signs and synchronicities that guide your ancestors, archangels, spirit guides, even yourself could be trying to tell you messages. Your children could be telling you messages. You blocked off from it. You don't have any space for it. You're vibrating too low. In order to create more space, you got to vibrate higher. If you don't, you're going to stay low and you're only going to be able to do low level shit. And then you be mad at other people who are doing low level shit because you're like, I'm tired of doing this, and the other people are probably tired too, but nobody wants to make a change. Nobody wants to say enough is enough. So you keep repeating. And until you hit rock bottom, or even if you don't hit rock bottom, but I mean, I make myself typically so uncomfortable to the point where it's just like once I get to a bad place and I'm like, you know, feeling like we're spiraling or we're hitting rock bottom, we're about to hit rock bottom, I'm saying something. I'm opening my mouth because I don't want to waste time that I'm not going to get back. So what can we do to, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like this is no longer serving me, we got to cut it. We got to cut it. And sometimes it's easier said than done with certain things. However, you have to be able to advocate for yourself, find your line in the sand, and figure out what that is, when enough is enough for you. And then don't go back on that. Don't disrespect yourself by reneging what you already put down as like this is what it's going to be, because you're only hurting yourself when you do that. Don't allow doubt to come in. And if you say I'm not going to drink any more sodas because I want to drink more water and be healthier, keep my vessel clean and pure. I mean, I still drink Sprite and stuff here, ginger ales and stuff like that. I'm just using this as an example. Let's just say this is what you're saying. You need to stick to that. You need to honor it. Honor yourself. Honor yourself by not going back on the things that you say. Do things change? Yes. You can change your mind, but you need to make that clear what it is that you're doing, Otherwise, you create this, and that you can't, that's going to sit here somewhere like that. But like on a micro level, because you feel like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But it is, because that's a little piece, and then there's another little piece that come over here. All this negative vibrating energy that's sitting up in you because you can't make a choice about something. You keep going back to a relationship that you know is karmic and it's not serving you and it's not of God's will, but you keep doing it because it feels good, and you're still, whatever, going back and forth with stuff that should, if you want to be healthy, you want to live a healthier lifestyle, you want to enjoy the benefits of not filling your temple with a bunch of whatever, then commit to that. If that is what is really and truly important to you, we'll make lifestyle changes when things get bad and it's like, oh my God, now I got to do this, because this happened. But instead of letting things get to that point, let's just go ahead and be proactive and do what we know is the better choice. And not saying that it's going to be like, oh, cold turkey, you know, from that moment on, you're going to be just not drinking soda. You're gonna have slip ups. You're going to have times where, but at least you know on the path that this is the way. This is what the goal is. We may stumble, we may fall. We are human beings. It's okay. Okay? With certain things, okay? Like, I'm not gonna apply that to like murdering somebody or whatever. That's different. Or just, we're not talking like that. We're saying when it comes to you getting clear with yourself and making a goal and a plan, don't be so hard on yourself, but also hold yourself accountable, because you're not going to accomplish the things that you want if you are not clear and disciplined with what it is that you are trying to accomplish. That's what I'm trying to say. This took a whole nother turn. I'm gonna have to maybe split this up a little bit. Okay.